Hi YouTubers, and today I'm going to show you something that I recently bought. Here is my Viking sword. My first actual foam Viking sword. Now, this is from Armory Replicas, which makes some pretty nice stuff. And this happens to be one of nice things. This is their Petersen Type S foam sword. Now, according to them, the Petersen Type S sword was worn by Jarls, Viking chieftains, and other wealthy Vikings. And this was, introduced right around the 10th century, which sound very which to put simply, it came out in the 900s, which was a very turbulent time, with Christianity trying to, reinstate itself as the dominant religion in Scandinavia. And so, yeah, this is the sword that I have been rambling about. Let's look at the specs of the sword. So the sword is roughly 38 inches. And the blade is wide. Pretty wide. And the fuller is an actual fuller, as you can see right here. The handle has a black base. It's a black base coat of paint with red to blend in with black. Then there's these brass colored there's a brass colored guard and pommel. Raylan, stop. Now the guard and pommel have been masterfully carved. It looks like it's been carved into the metal, but it's foam. And I'm guessing some foam carvers did their dirty work and carved. The pommel is very typical of the Viking Age. Thigh lock pommel. Very nice. Now, time to do some pros and cons to this. The pros of this sword, it's historically accurate. It's masterfully made. And unlike my spark foam Viking sword, which isn't actually a Viking sword,
it's a medieval period sword.
Shut up. But anyway, my spark foam sword, unlike this sword, had a bent tip. This tip, however, has a very solid tip, because the core extends to the tip, which makes it even sturdier. Now, time for the comments. Okay, a comment about this is the handle. Too big for my hand. I could put two hands in there, then look like a hand and half sword. These are supposed to be a lot shorter I don't know why they decided to, make the handles big and all, but it doesn't seem period accurate. The handles were a lot shorter than this. And I'm guessing Vikings had little hands, so it would be about half the size. Another thing, this, it's wobbly. Not very period accurate. It's wobbly on all sides and directions. And if someone were to lock this blade with another blade, it bent. It bend until it would snap the blade. And then I want to have a sword. Another thing. The paint is slowly but surely coming off. And we are seeing the wolf in sheep's clothing. Alright, let me go get my other sword to compare that. Okay, so here is my first Viking sword. Doesn't look actually like a Viking sword. If there were to be a Viking sword, it would have had the 5-lob pommel and a much shorter guard. Now, let's compare them.
Wow, that is seriously the shortest sword.
Well, the blades are about the same width.
The pommels
are about the same width. The handle's about the same width, but the length of the handle is a lot bigger on my new sword than it is on my old sword. This one is actually one-handed, meaning you can put a hand on it and it'll be a Viking sword.
And then there is...
And then this old sword I got is a lot longer than my new sword. Probably because of this thing. Now, this one has, held up a lot through many battles between sticks and foam swords and plastic. It looks pretty nice. This is now my brother Gavin's sword. Whereas this is my sword. It just looks awesome.
This looks...
Quentin, shut up. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you is it comes with a scabbard that goes on your back. I don't understand why they chose to put the scabbard on your back. Is there an advantage to putting the scabbard on the back? I don't know. But they shouldn't do that. It would be wrong to do that. Wait, wouldn't it be wrong? No. But to stick with the period, Vikings didn't wear swords behind their backs. And the scabbard in itself isn't period accurate. The sword is period accurate. The scabbard, on the other hand, isn't. Which raises some concerns. Armory replicas? You guys make historical replicas of swords and weapons. Why then did you have to choose an unhistorical scabbard type? This does not look historical to me. This looks more like a machete blade scabbard, not a Viking sword scabbard. Now, let's recap. So, for period accuracy, this sword does it. While this sword is not that period accurate. The guard is just not that good. It doesn't fit with the period. It's more of like a 1066 Conquest of England style sword. And yeah, this is more for battling people. It's strong, sturdy, and lightweight.
You get this on Amazon.
Quit it. This is not as lightweight, and it's more of like a show sword, basically. You're supposed the Viking earls, chieftains, and other important Vikings would use these swords to, show off to the commoners, so that they can be like, I did this. You can do this too. And so, yeah. I would not recommend you use this in a duel. However, if you don't have any other swords that are sturdy enough to go against these spark foam swords, then I guess you could use this. But the consequences are pretty severe. First off, if you were to lock this thing in, the blade could snap pretty easily with more pressure. If you were to hit something hard, you might have a dent on the blade. If you were to put your greasy little fingers on the blade like I'm doing, you get this problem. Paint. The paint comes off. So, that's all I can say about this. Oh, where I got it? I got this off of Amazon. For $25. That's a very good deal. This one was worth $25 too. So, I don't know which is better, Armory replicas or spark foam.
Spark foam would be the best.
Wait it. In terms of durability, spark foam does it.
But in terms of historical accuracy,
Shut up. But in terms of aesthetic and historical accuracy, this one does it. Though the handle's too big. Like, could put one hand there, one hand there, and yeah. But that's all for today. I'll be putting the links in the description. Shut up.
I should come off.
Alright, so sorry for the hold up, but anyway, I'll put the link in the description for the swords that I got. The sword that I previously had, the sword that I currently have. If you want to buy it, you can. I don't get any commission whatsoever. You just buy it.
well, you need commission actually.
So, See you later.
Get a free art piece from me.
No free art pieces.
29.
So, bye guys. See you later.